Hi, I'm back from 5 days in Edinburgh in Scotland. I was with my daughter. I was sort of a chaperone for her. She's autistic. She's 19 years old, and she wanted to travel on her own. And I didn't have the guts to do that. So I went there on a different flight. She did the whole travel thing herself. She's been to Edinburgh before with her mum. So I went with her and I stayed at a different hotel in a different part of town. And but we met up like every day, and we weren't supposed to. But she sort of, I think she was in a different town, and but it was nice. It was really comfy, and I did have some time for myself, and I just arrived. I just let in the cats. The cats were outside. I just been down to the bisons, and I've given them water. It's not they haven't been without water for 5 days. Obviously, I had a friend come over. Give the cats water and some food, and the bisons water. They had food already. I'd done that before I left, but they ruined the trough that I had bought for them, which you're supposed to be able to run over with a tractor, but apparently the bisons are they just look at that, that photo with the tractor running over the water trough, and they just go, hold my beer, and they just they just fucked that thing up really good. Unfortunately, because it was very expensive, it was like $700, something like that. Yeah, 750. But that's all gone because yeah, because they're really just strong beasts. But they were waiting at the other water trough that I used to use it for the horses. So they knocked that one over like in a second because it only holds 400 liters, and for the bull that's nothing. Even though he's not fully grown yet, he's 2 years. So they probably knocked it over like this morning, or whenever they had water, whenever my friend came. So they've been without water since. So of course I gave them water. So I came home, I opened the door, let in the cats, ran out and fixed the water for them, and now I'm back. And I just checked, the fence and the feed and everything, and they're really fine. I think one of them is with a calf, and I think she's giving birth really soon. I am fixing the water situation with the bisons. This is not about the bisons. I don't know. You probably don't give a shit about the bisons because you hear it because of the Criterion films or the Arrow films. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'm gonna. I bought this. What do you call that? A water. How you? It's one of the cats. A water fountain thing, where they can drink themselves and there's water all the time. But you need to buy certain stuff for them because they're so big and they're so heavy and they just ruin everything. They don't, the bull, he likes to fight everything. So he fights the water trough. Just, the other one I had was 1,000 liters, and he would just, back up and then run into it with his head. So there was a big hole from the horn, and then he just like ripped it apart. So I just arrived home, 5 days in Scotland. Thankful that I have a friend who took the time to come here and make sure that the cats had food and water, and the bisons had water. The cats would probably do without the food because they can catch mice. The mice are aplenty right now because we just had a bit of a warm stretch, but today it's really grey outside. So anyway, I was in Edinburgh, in Scotland, with my daughter, and I had a few hours, and I went in search of two things that I can buy them here, but they're very expensive here. So I'm paying like a 30 at least percent on top of the price. So I went and searched for that in Scotland, but I found two other things. I'm just going to show them. But I went to HMV, but they have a shop called FOP, I guess FOPP, FOP as well. And they had a bigger selection. They had Indicator, they had 88 films, they had, he wants more food, but he has food. Indicator, 88 films, Mubi, BFI, Arrow, Criterion, and lots of others that I didn't know. So that was really interesting. So I went there and I bought two things from them one day, and one of them was the 4K of Carrie. It's really, really nice. I mean, if you pay this kind of money, you want something different. I don't need posters and stickers and lobby cards and all that. I want the film. I want a beautiful box artwork. This one has beautiful box artwork, and I don't mind the booklets. Some of them are very, very good. Some of them are not so good. It's a taste what you like, what kind of writing you like, and this one just has, you know, a ton of extras. But this one, I could get this in Blu-ray in Denmark for the same price as this. But if I wanted to buy this in Denmark, it would be crazy expensive. So I'm really happy that I found this. It was MRSP. It was 30 quid. So it was expensive. And I bought another one from Arrow. The other one that I really, really wanted was the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And I like this cover better than the other cover. So I'm a happy camper. I got what I really wanted. Come on, man. All right. You know what? No. He wants more food, but he already has food. But he just don't want the food that he has. He wants something different. No. He's starting to annoy me. That Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Arrow film. Really, really, really beautiful. Beautiful box, beautiful artwork, and again the film, loads of extras and a booklet. And this is a really nice presentation. When you're paying this amount of money, you'd want this. I think this is worth the money. All right. Then I went back the next day and I got two more films. One of them was, it still has a price sticker on it. Doesn't really matter, but it doesn't look very nice. I'll just peel it off. Criterion's Lone Star in 4K. Now, for this one, I paid the same as for this one. I'm just saying, right? I like the artwork. I like Criterion, and I like Lone Star. And I would have had to order this from the US, and it would have been crazy expensive. This was still expensive. It was the same price as these. It was 30K. It would be 30K. It was 30 pounds. Not 30K. I don't have that kind of money. It would have been 40 pounds in Denmark, if maybe 42, something like that. There you go. He just wants to be petted because I haven't been home for 5 days. Yeah, so really, really excited about this. This is an excellent film. I saw it in cinemas when it came out. Yeah, really love it. And the last one that I bought, I was looking for some other films, but they were actually cheaper in Denmark, which I don't understand because we have a 25% VAT. So I don't understand why it's cheaper here than in the UK, but it was. So I bought. Oh, there's a sticker on this as well. Jesus, man, it just doesn't look nice. All right. The Vanishing, but the original Dutch film. I've never seen this. I've wanted to see it for a long time. It was on sale, actually. And it's from Studio Canal. Now, I don't really like mixing. I want everything from the same label. But that's not possible, so you have to mix a little bit. But I'm trying to stick to Well, of course, Deaf Crocodile, but what they call Vinegar Syndrome, OCN, I guess, and Criterion and Arrow. But I wanted to see this. It's a I don't know how good a Blu-ray it is, but yeah. I still I like the slip. You know, at least you get something. This feels really cheap, right? I mean, the artwork is really, really cool. And I think there's a booklet in here. But still, come on. You could do a slip for me, right? I'm just going to showcase something else that I bought. Because I didn't buy that much. Well, I guess I did. But I bought some books. I don't really talk about books, but I do read quite a bit. And these four I haven't read. So one of them is by Joseph Heller, Catch-22. These were $3.50 each, or two books for £7. So and I also bought Rosemary's Baby. I've just read The Exorcist. That was a really good book. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Chop Palahniuk. I can't say it. Anyway, I never read the introductions. I don't give a shit about famous people telling me how they felt when they read the book. It's not my thing. But the cover is okay. Not the best, not the worst. And then two from my favorite author that I haven't read yet. I'm trying to read everything. I've just read All the Pretty Horses and what's the other one called? All the Pretty Horses and The Crossing. And they had Cities Off the Plain by Cormac McCarthy. He's a really, really good writer. I mean, if you haven't read anything by Cormac McCarthy, do yourself a favor and do that. The Road is really, really good. No Country for Old Men is very, very good. But my favorite one is Blood Meridian. Blood Meridian is a masterpiece. It's the best book ever written, in my view. I don't really fully understand it, and I don't think it's going to make a good movie because the story is just strange, but maybe. Anyway, Cities of the Plain, Cormac McCarthy, and another Cormac McCarthy, because I just found that it was the last one they had, Child of God. So, I'm going to read and I'm going to watch movies. I'm still way behind in my movie stack. I did watch The Hole in the Fence. I think it's called, a Mexican movie. Mexican-Polish movie. Which is really strange. But it was supported by the Polish Film Institute. And I think there's a Polish actor in there. And everyone is acting really, really well. The boys in the films are just... The main bad guy boy is just superb. But they're all really, really good. All the actors are really good. The direction is really good. The mood in the film is intense. But the story is not very good. The script is really... Well, the story is good as well, I guess. But the script is really bad. You just need it. You don't really understand what's going on. It doesn't have to be obvious, but just people just suddenly do stuff, and it's about these boys who's in this Christian Catholic camp, all these rich, privileged boy, and there's it's called an Indian still, don't know, native from Mexico. I call him an Indian, but he's not from India. But he's a native from Mexico, and he's there. And the first night, they just beat the living shit out of him just because he's poor. This is really a nasty film. The vibe throughout the film is amazing. You have this underlying feeling all the time that something is really off. The story is just... Maybe I need to see it again. Maybe it's just me. Oh, and I watched in the cinema in Scotland, because I was going around on my own. I watched the new film Perfect Perfect Days, maybe, by Wim Wenders, a Japanese film. I seldom cry in the cinema, but I cried in the cinema. It was funny because the first part of it, I was really bored. I was just thinking, because I'm used to the American structure, even though, I'm seeing a lot of non-American films right now, a lot of Russian and a lot of Iranian, and it's really nice to see a different take on structuring a story. And this one had, I don't know how much you know about story, but you have all these points that you're hitting in a story, and this one was just telling the story between the points, like all the big major things. It just didn't really care about, but it was the moments in between. It was beautifully acted by a Japanese actor. I can't remember his name. Just, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Treat yourself in the movies. I think you need to see this in the movies, in the theaters, because seeing it at home, you're going to be too distracted, because, in the movie theater, you have nowhere to go. So you're sort of stuck there, and you have to just, I seldom leave a film in the theater, and I wasn't thinking about leaving the theater here, but I was bored in the beginning until it sort of stuck to me what it was this story wanted to tell me. And it's hard to describe. It's about a guy who cleans toilets for a living. Nothing major happens, but it's a beautiful story, and I cried twice. I get all emotional just thinking about it. It was a really powerful movie. So yeah, I support it. Go see it. If you want to see something different, if you want a different experience, go see that one. All right, that's it for me. Just again, The Vanishing from Studio Canal. Looking forward to that one. Lone Star from Criterion. Oh yes. And then two films that I really wanted from Arrow, Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Carrie, both in 4K. This one is a Blu-ray, the rest is 4K. I really like to have Dark Water as well in 4K when it comes out. But I maybe my daughter is going back to Scotland and she can buy it for me, because it's a little bit too expensive over here. All right, that's it for me. Have a nice evening. Have a nice weekend. There is Formula One is having a race this weekend. For some reason I like that. Yeah, I just saw the bisons passing out there. I think they're going over to eat. All right, cheers. Have a nice one.